Hey everyone, in today's Diecast review we have a special one, the 1955 BMW 502 Cabrio. Dubbed by the German public the Baroque Angel, the 500 series, they ran from 1952 to 1962, and it came into the form of the 501, which was a 6-cylinder version, and the 502, which was a V8 version. This is the 502 Cabriolet. It is powered by its 2.6-liter overhead valve V8 engine, and I think it has a 3-speed transmission. Now, this is a diecast model I bought brand new from KB Toys, of all places, and I think it was like $16.99 brand new. I've had it in my collection ever since. This car in particular is painted black with the cream interior. It was also available in white with the red interior. All right, let's get started straight away. This will be the round view of the car. Overall, I think the proportions are really good. The casting is actually very good. The only thing I don't like is the paint. The paint could stand to be a little bit better, but this was the only one available that I remember way back when. So yeah, the 502 sticker is coming off the license plate, but it does have the BMW roundel in the back and the V8 insignia. It is a full-featured model. It does feature opening doors, hood and trunk, operable steering, reclining seats, and spring suspension. Nice thing about it is that the doors actually have the newer style spring hinges and not the dogleg hinges. And overall, the detail on this car is very good. We're going to open up the hood, and it's going to reveal that engine. And as stated before, it is BMW's 2.8-liter overhead valve V8 engine. It was an all-aluminum design with steel cylinder liners. And it was a small displacement, but it carried around 100 horsepower and 133 pound-feet of torque. And as you can see here, the engine block is removed. Just to show a little bit more detail, it doesn't have the BMW stamping on the valve covers or anything like that. But overall, I think Maisto did a pretty good job replicating that aluminum finish. And the entire engine bay is pretty much up to par from Maisto's of this era. No decals or no stickers or anything like that underneath the engine. But the hood does stay up, and I just absolutely love that long flowing grille. All right, let's open up the passenger side door. It doesn't open very wide, but as you can see here, it does have that spring hinge. And the seats do fold forward to allow easy entry to the rear seat area. Just a long bench seat back there. No real details in the rear passenger compartment. The seats are kind of a soft vinyl, however, so that's really nice. And the seats move back and forth with ease. The door panel does have some chrome detail, and those wing windows are a nice touch. Taking a look at the driver's side door, as you can see, it does also have a chrome band. Of course, that seat also folds forward as well, and it shows off the really nice steering wheel, which turns the front wheels. The door panel details, the dashboard details with simulated wood, and stickers for the instrumentation. Here's just a quick look at the dashboard itself. It does have the Harman Becker audio system. I think it has gauges for volts, coolant temperature, and fuel, and a speedometer, and of course other stuff as well. It does have a 3-on-the-tree shift lever. Here's some more detail of the dashboard. Maisto put in some wood grain that looks really, really nice. And here is the chrome backing that houses the gauges and radio detail. And here is our completed interior. As you can see, very nice and roomy. A very, very slick little car here. All right, walking around the back of the car now, we're going to open up the trunk, and it opens up nice and wide on dogleg hinges. It does have a spare tire strapped in the back, and you've also got some trunk matting as well. It also has a nice little handhold to help open the door, and the taillights are just transparent red plastic pieces. Flipping the car upside down, you'll see the undercarriage. One thing I did not realize is that the windshield frame is actually plastic, so I had to be careful with that. But the undercarriage is actually pretty nicely detailed. You can see the lower A-arms actually hold the wheels in place. The exhaust pieces are separate. And the differential houses the rear axle and springs. Really nice detail. And of course, here we are with everything open. The steering wheels turn, all the components open up, and of course, as you see, the seats fold forward. And this does signal the end of our review. We hope you found it informative. And if you liked it, please comment down below, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.